What is good, Boom Crew? It is your girl Annie Boom Fanny, and this is fucking nervous. This is the beginning of what could be a long journey or a short journey. Basically, in this video, I'm just going to be talking about basically a father, or my experience not having a father, or whatever the situation is. If you do not know, I am one of 10 children. My mother had 10 kids. I'm the 7th child, and I've never known who my father was. Never ever. So basically, I'm just gonna tell y'all the little bit I do so-called know, the theories that me and my siblings have came up with. Sorry, y'all, I'm so fucking nervous. I'm that nervous because I don't talk about this. Hold on, yeah. So, in the beginning, somebody put that for a comment. That shit was fucking hilarious. Because y'all know I take me long to tell stories and shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna be rambling. This is not a okay, wait. Because my supervisor's out to lunch and I ain't got no cases. So this is a perfect time to do this little video. Breathe. So like I said, I'm the 7th of 10 children. My mother has 10 children. I supposedly have my own father. There is 4 siblings that I have. Both pairs share the same father. So 2 of my older brothers, one of whom is passed away. He passed away when I was a baby. So I don't recall any real memory of him, with the exception of a picture that I've seen of him and a video that I've seen of him. And then, yeah, so 2 of my older brothers. And then my other older brother, Steven, that's the one I was in ATL with. I didn't get a chance to post that video because I couldn't post a video. I just couldn't upload it. It was just not going through. And then one of my oldest sisters. So 4 of those siblings share father, but everybody else has their own father. So if you do the math, that is 8 fathers for 10 children. So if you're typing now and you're thinking about typing a negative comment about my mother, save it. Fuck. She assigned me a case. So I gotta try to make this as quick as possible. Yeah, save it. Whatever you're going to say is nothing that I haven't heard, or it's nothing that I haven't even thought of myself, okay? I'm not sure why people feel the need to reiterate what somebody has already said, or say things that are like implied things, basically. Like, yeah, she has 8 baby fathers. Whatever conclusion you want to come to about that, I'm here. We were all born. So I'm not sure what the purpose would be of your comment. Okay? So, with that being said, when I was younger, I literally, and I think this is mostly everybody, I'm not going to say mostly everybody, but like I be feeling like we really think that the dysfunction that we grew up in is normal. So when we experience things that are not what we experience, or like or better or positive, or how it quote unquote should be, it's a shock to your system, and that can create issues with your behavior, your self-identity, your mental state, all of that. So I'm saying all that to say this, like, none of us, all of us had an idea, with the exception of me, of who their father was, basically. Like the older brother that passed, his name is Jamo. Their father was African. My mother is Puerto Rican. She's like my complexion, but she's like Puerto Rican. Her mother and her father is Puerto Rican. So, like from Puerto Rico. So my mother, all of the men that she dated or was with were usually like from the island of some sort. The only exception to that, well, this is an island too, but like Black Island, like Trinidad, Jamaica, like shit like that. So the only exception to that is my two older brothers. Their father, I believe, to my knowledge, um, he's African. So they have their names are like Jomo and Negus. Those are like kings and emperors. So that's the meaning of their names or whatever. And then there's my oldest sister, and her father is from DR, Dominican Republic. So, but with the exception of that, everybody else's father is like, and then my little sister's father is African American. Yeah. But what I'm saying is she didn't date like Latino men or anything like that. She didn't really, whatever. So my older brother Steven, his father, I distinctly remember his father because he was extremely tall, like knocking on 7 feet tall. And he used to come in and he used to, pick all of us up because we all wanted to be picked up because he was really tall. And he would come pick us up, throw us up in the air, and then he was like really dark skinned. He's from Trinidad. Real handsome man. Real dark skin, long dreads, real tall, had a beard. My older brother and my older sister, they both have his complexion. They both have like really nice teeth. They don't got no spaces in their teeth like me. So I remember their father, and then I remember my other brother's father. I don't talk about him much, but my other brother, I have a brother named Joshua. He's older than me as well, and his father was Jamaican, and he was like a little lighter than me. He's Rasta, so his dreads used to literally drag on the floor. Like he had one of them big dread caps, and he would come in and he would bring us couscous rice, tofu. He was always real mild mannered. He was always real calm. I distinctly remember he gave me a book. I think it was for one of my birthdays, and I think it was called The Jungle Book or something like that. But it was about a little boy in the jungle, a little black boy in the jungle, or whatever. I can't remember distinctly, but I remember his father, and then I have a younger sister, Sade. I have 3 after me. So, duh, you said he was a second child. I have 3 after me, so 2 younger brothers and a younger sister. So my younger sister, Sade, I remember her father. He was a black guy. He was probably the most average looking out of from the men I remember my father. Woo, look at that. Speaking it into existence. The men I remember my mother dealing with. He wasn't all that tall like the other men. He was dark skinned, he had a beard, and he stayed with us for a while. I remember my mother being with him. I also remember my mother beating his motherfucking ass because he put his hands on my little sister. My mother used to baby my little sister like you couldn't do nothing to her, okay? So, yeah, my mother used to have my temperament. So, well, I have my mother's temperament. So, anyway, so I remember their father. I remember my youngest, the youngest out of all of us. I remember his father. He was tall, extremely light skinned, and I didn't like him much. I didn't like his it was something very off about him. And I remember my mother being with him for a little bit of time. I also remember meeting my other younger brother's father. And what I remember about him is he pulled up in a nice ass, I think it was a BMW. I think he's Jamaican as well. He was dark skinned, but he had like coolie hair. My little brother has coolie hair, but he's real dark skinned, real handsome, dimples. When I was younger, I didn't think my little brother was handsome, of course. He used to fucking annoy the shit out of me. But he's very handsome. So his father was like that, like tall, dark skin, coolie hair. He came out, I remember he had mad jewelry on. He pulled up in a nice ass car. You could tell he was like, he used to get it. So, So I remember those instances, and I think every so often I would think like, damn, like where's my father? You know what I'm saying? Because even if their father came in, or I saw them once or twice or whatever the situation is, I remember them making an appearance. You know what I'm saying? Or remember them being around for a small amount of time. So I used to think like, damn, where's my father? You know what I'm saying? But I never questioned my mother. I never asked her or nothing like that. When I was younger, I wasn't as outspoken as I am now. Well, at least with my mother, I wasn't as outspoken as I am now. I just used to any feelings or anything that I used to feel, I used to internalize it or write poetry about it, or I used to just get real quiet, or I would just like OD excel in my classes just to, for that validation purposes. So anyway, um, the only thing that the day that it really hit me that I don't have a father, in the sense of my mother doesn't know who my father is. I remember I was applying for a social security card. I was like still in foster care, but I was an adult, but I was like still in foster care. You can age out of foster care. You are assigned to independent like living or whatever. That's your status. So you don't get out of foster care until you're about 21 if you're still in college, or 23 or something like that. So I remember I was getting my social security card or some shit like that, or they needed the foster care agency needed my social security card, and my mother was filling out the application, and it said where it says father at, she put unknown, but she was trying to do it in a way. I don't know if she was doing that intentionally, but she was trying to do it in a way where I didn't see it. So, and I have bad vision, but I remember like waiting for her to fill that part out, and was like, so when she wrote the unknown, I was like, oh man. But I must say, before that, like with the exception of when I was younger and their fathers used to come around, or before that moment in the Social Security office, it didn't dawn on me that I didn't have a father. I don't know how to explain it. Like it didn't register. It just, I existed and I had a mom and I have brothers and sisters. That's what my existence was in my brain. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't miss, or I didn't wonder what it would be like, because it never existed in my life. That person never existed in my life. So I can't miss or try to imagine what it would be like if I have no clue, you know? So when in the Social Security office, I remember my mother writing that, and that's when it really hit me. Like, damn, she don't know. So the only thing she had told me about my father when I was younger, well, this is where it gets a little, murky. So I distinctly remember when I was younger, maybe 18, 19, or early 20s or something like that. I don't know. My mother saying that my father was what they called back then, and basically in Harlem, was a stick-up kid. And those are like guys that, people that rob the drug dealers and shit like that. So I remember my mother telling me that, and I remember my mother telling me a story about how she met my father. She claimed like later on she found out that he lied about his age, but she said she met him somewhere in Harlem or something like that. He was a stick-up kid, and the reason why they stopped talking is because my mother, like, basically she was in his house or his cousin's house or something of the sort, and my father came in, or who she suspect my father to be. My father came in, and she was sitting on the bed, but it was like a big bed. She said that his cousin, which was a male, was sitting on the same bed, like they was watching TV and they was chilling. But when he came in, he was like basically accused her, you know what I'm saying, of trying to do something with the cousin or whatever the situation is. So she said, like, after that day, she didn't speak to him again or whatever. And she said that turns out later on that's where she found out she was pregnant. But at that point, he had already, went where he went. Supposedly, she said, well, later on in life, she said that she found out that supposedly he moved down south. So she says that I have family, and like his sisters and them used to live in Harlem or whatever. And then I remember like maybe in my mid-20s or something like that. She said that she found out that their last name is like Thompson, but with a P, Thompson. That she said she ran into one of his sisters, and that's what the last name is. But it wasn't until recently where I said in my head, like, why didn't you ask the man's name? Like, because she was saying that they call him Bunny. Like, you know, he used to hop around robbing people. That's what the claim is, right? So when she said, oh, the last name is Thompson, mind you, like I said before that, it doesn't, I don't think, that's not something that I think about. I don't think about having a father figure in my life. So every few fucking years, every fucking purple moon, a little clue is given to me, or something is brought up about who my father may be. So that's one theory, right? But I remember when I was younger, I had to be, I don't know, because I've had so much stuff happen in my life that like I tend to block things out, or my memory tends to, you know, whatever, because, you know, trauma, that's what trauma does to you. But I remember, I don't know what age I was. I probably was 7 or some shit like that. I just remember being a little ass girl. And this guy, she said it was this guy named India. Like, it was between Bunny and this guy named India. And she said that she had got in contact with India. She found out who it was, who he was, or where he was, and she contacted him. So I remember when I was younger, my mother told me to come downstairs. So I came downstairs, and she's like, "Oh, your father's downstairs. Your father's downstairs." So I'm mad nervous, but I'm like wide-eyed, like, "Oh, should I have a father?" So I go downstairs, and like I said, my eyesight is extremely bad, y'all, like very bad. So I couldn't really see the guy's face, and on top of that, like, the sun was behind him. But I remember him being tall, and he had like the freeform dreads, like, you know, those big duty dreads or whatever. And he had a military suit on, and he was driving a taxi. And he was really, really tall, but I don't remember what his face looks like. And I remember my mother told me, like, stand back. So when I went to go walk forward, she said, no, stay over there. And so I stood there, and she was talking to him or whatever, and then she stopped talking, and then we went upstairs. And I don't know if I asked questions, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure she didn't really tell me of anything of any substance. I think it was something along the lines, oh no, that's not your father, I thought it was him, or some shit like that. But I mean, that's really the only thing that I've experienced firsthand. Now, the other theories of who my father is possibly from my brother Stephen and Jasmine, the siblings that share the same father. They're saying that it's possibly him who is my father, or my older brother Joshua. So all of us are like 1-2 years apart. So it's literally like this. It's my sister Lynette, my brother Jomo, who passed, my brother Negus, Stephen, Joshua, Jasmine, me, Matthew, Sade, Antoine, right? So Stephen, hold on, y'all, I gotta pause the video. Yeah, sorry, y'all. I had to do my check-in. So anyway, I gotta wrap this up. So, like I was saying, so there's Stephen and Joshua. Remember, Stephen and Jasmine share the same father. So my mother went from Stephen's father to Joshua's father, back to Stephen's father, right? And then there's me. So the theory is, one of the theories is that either Stephen's father or Joshua's father is my father. Now, me and Joshua favor each other when it comes to our complexion and we both have like the spaced out teeth. His is worse, but we both have like the overbite and the spaced out teeth. Um, I am his father is tall, and I am tall compared to the average height of a woman. Um, he's athletically built, and when I was younger, I was like really toned. I used to even get teased, like I've been called a man, all types of shit, because my arms were like really like to this day it's kind of like that, but it's softened up a little bit. But I was like really toned. So, and that's how my brother Joshua is built. Now, if you see me and my brother Steven, or me and my brother and my sister Steven and Jasmine, and then me, I think the only way you could really tell that we're related is we all kind of have the same smile. But you can not be related to somebody and grow up with somebody and have their mannerism or have their facial expressions or whatever. So yeah, I tend to like the longer you with somebody, that's why they say couples start to look like each other, because like you start to absorb how people look, and it's called mimicry. Basically, you start to mimic them. So it's not that I don't look like my brother and my sister, Stephen and Jasmine. So it's not that it's not a possibility that their father is not my father, but if we were like four of us was all standing together and it was Stephen and Jasmine and then me and my brother Joshua, people would from the outside looking in just say, okay, you two are brother and sister, and clearly you two are brother and sister. That's how I feel. Um, the exterminator's gonna knock on my fucking door. Everybody wanna fuck with me today. It's Taco Tuesday. Everybody needs to lay their ass down. I'm sorry, I'm looking at these birds outside my window. They are so cute. I get distracted easily. So what me and my brother was gonna do is we were gonna ask Joshua's father, Dennis, if does he think that I'm his daughter, and I'm preparing myself for the possibility of one, neither of their fathers are my father, or one of their father is my father, and I think that would, I don't know how I feel about that. Like I'm trying not to be choked up about it, because it, like I said, this topic didn't outright or in the forefront of my brain bother me. Of course, it has had an effect on me as a woman and as a child, but like knowingly, a knowing effect, no. Like I just thought that my life was the way all black children life was. I honestly thought that. Um, but I think that would hurt me, because it would be like, damn, this whole time one of y'all was my father, and I could have had somewhat of a relationship or something. You know what I'm saying? I could have had another an adult to turn to, or somebody to guide me, because my mother was doing what she was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would bother me a lot. Um, I would be happy that I would know who it was, but I think it would be a more so of that shoulda, woulda, coulda feeling. Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Also, I guess if we're gonna get into the psychological or the mental part of not having a father, there were plenty of situations that I was in that now looking at as a woman, I'm like, damn, like, was that because I didn't have a father? You know what I'm saying? Like, so like when you see younger girls that's extremely promiscuous or something like that, and they don't have fathers in their life, that's one of the reasons. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know that you're seeking validation from men. You don't know that. You just think that you are who you are. You have this bravado about you. But yeah, when I was younger, I used to date only older men, and I distinctly remember my mother one day asking me, like, at this point, I was probably in my 20s, but she had asked me, because this is when I was with my ex. And my ex. I'm sorry. Whoever my father is, he probably don't know English because this should be no reason why I speak like this. So anyway, I was with my ex and he was 17 years older than me. Watch this nigga come banging on the fucking door. That shit annoys the hell out of me. But I need some mouth straps. So, and she asked me, she was like, do you think you only date older men because you don't have a father? And I said to myself, the audacity of this woman. I was like, I don't know. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know why I liked older men. You know what I'm saying? I just thought in my head, oh, they're more put together, they're more settled, they're more mature, or whatever the situation was. Which turns out that's not necessarily true, to be honest with you. So I was in my head like, do you know who my father is? The fuck? Like, do you know who my father is? Can you tell me? So, and I was like, oh, I don't know. But then I think like a couple of years after that, I got over that older man phase or whatever. I won't date nobody significantly younger than me, but if you're 1 or 2 years younger than me, that's fine. But yeah. And do I have anything else to say about this? Oh yeah, so when I was younger, I didn't realize that I was behaving the way I was behaving because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like even now, I'm pretty sure I exhibit traits of a woman who has father issues, or of a woman who was neglected or does not have a father. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a problem with authority. I have a big problem with men telling me what to do, and that's probably rooted in the fact that I've never experienced that as a young girl. So if a man has this certain bravado about him where he speaks as if he's superior, or he speaks as if I have to do what he's telling me to do, I'm gonna buck up. Now, no, it's not gonna work for me, baby. So anybody that I deal with, if they can't understand that that's something that I'm going to have to adjust to, me and that person will not work out. We won't. Also, what else? And this is gonna sound crazy, and I wasn't even gonna talk about this, but this is probably rooted in sexual abuse as well. But when I see men with their daughters, I always think like it's inappropriate. Like if I see a girl saying she's a daddy's girl or something like that, my mind, for some reason, my first thought is it's inappropriate, or is he doing something wrong to her? And I know that's like, a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's sick. You can say that's sick, but if you're not a person who's been sexually abused by older men or molested by boys or men, you won't understand that way of thinking, because you understand that a father showing his daughter love is normal. But to me, when I see an older man with a younger girl, my thought or my trauma goes into that direction. You understand what I'm saying? So not so much now, but when I was younger, that's what I used to like really think about that. Like, damn, what if he's doing that to her? Or I hope she's okay. Like, I used to worry. But now, as a woman, I understand, to a certain extent, fatherhood or the role that men have in their daughters' lives. Of course, I understand that you're supposed to be affectionate with your daughter. You're supposed to show her love and show her how a girl is supposed to be treated. But so also when I hear about women like intentionally or purposely or being spiteful, like spitefully keeping their father out of their children's life, that shit just, I'd be like, girl, don't do that. Don't do it. Do not do it. When I tell you the internal damage that you are causing trying to be spiteful towards a man, the internal damage that you are creating within your child, it's it takes a lifetime to undo. So if you know that your child's father is not a bad person and you and him didn't work out, if even if he cheated, that was fucked up. But if you know that he's in your child's life or he wants to be in your child's life and he's capable of doing for your child, then I think that you should allow that. Stop, get over your. Okay, nobody. Well, there are some people that say they don't give a fuck about the father being in life, but nobody plans on being a single mother. You know what I'm saying? I know how hurtful that is, or I know how you, in your head, a nigga could lead you on, gas you up, and say, oh, we gonna be a family. He could even ask you to have the baby. When you have the baby, he act like, oh my God, she had a baby. I wasn't ready for this. But if he's making a conscious effort, you know, every situation is different. I know it's a touchy situation. Every situation is different, of course. Like, there's niggas out there that's absolutely no fucking good. You understand? Like, they should not be within 10 feet of children. They do shit, smoke weed around their kids, curse up storms, have mad different people. You know, I understand. I'm not talking about in those situations. I'm talking about men who are making a conscious effort to be around their children. And you're just being nasty. You're just being a nasty human being because you're not with them. Or because they cheated, or the way that y'all relationship ended. Whatever the situation is. So please. Yeah, I don't think we talk about that a lot. I don't think we talk about the connection of like sexual abuse or molestation in the absence of fathers. I don't think we talk about how a lot of us have put ourselves in situations. Of course, it's not our fault, but like we've put ourselves in situations, vulnerable situations where we were assaulted or we were taken advantage of, whatever the situation is, because we didn't know better. So oh, my heart, y'all. So anyway, yeah, those are a couple of the theories. This is not necessarily connected to my father, who my father may possibly be. But let me hit start on this because hold on, y'all. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know what else to say. I remember I had this. I was on the 2 train platform, and I was waiting for the train, and I was like eating a lollipop. When I was young, I used to love lollipops, and cookies, bitch. That's probably why my teeth are spaced out. Cause, girl, you gave me a lollipop as a baby. That's it. I was fine. My mother said I wasn't fussy. I was extremely sensitive. Like if you cried or you raised your voice, I'm still kind of like that, but not as bad. But if you raised your voice or you showed any other emotion besides being like calm or being happy, it like really affected me as a baby. But yeah, lollipops and cookies. I don't have much pictures. I don't have any pictures of me as an actual baby. I have a picture of me when I was younger, and I remember, I believe I was in foster care at the time, and they had like cut my hair. Like my hair used to be, when I was with my mother, my hair was like extremely big and puffy and long. When I got into foster care, like they permed my hair and it had fell out and it was all chopped up or whatever. So I'll try to edit this video, but I wanted this video to just upload without any edits because it goes faster. Damn, what should I do? I don't know. I'll figure it out. But anyway, I don't have any pictures of me as a baby. There's a picture of me, of my brothers, and there's a baby in the picture, but me and my sister Jasmine can't figure out if it's me or her in the picture. We literally can't. We don't know which one of us it is. When I was younger, I was a little darker. And for some reason, when I got older, my complexion kind of like got lighter. But yeah, we don't know if it's her or me in that picture. So that's that. But then there's another picture. I'm like, holding a paintbrush and there's some paint in the background. So that's the only picture I have when I was younger. So I don't really know what I look like. Um, yeah, yeah. I don't know if there's anything else that I need to say. So I said all of that to say this. My brother got me this for my birthday, and I've been ordered it. Basically, he gave me the money to order it because we on this hunt to find out who my daddy is. So I ordered it right after I came back from Aruba. The fucking post office claimed that they delivered it and they never delivered it. So I had to reorder it. So now, here we are, February 2nd. Collect your saliva, mail your sample, explore your results. Okay, so it says, step 1, activate your kit, collect your saliva, mail your sample, explore your results. So I'm not doing all of this on camera, but I'm just showing you the kit. I'm nervous, y'all. I'm nervous that they're gonna find something, and I'm nervous that they're not gonna find anything. Either way, you know what I'm saying? Because if this wasn't even on my mind, or I just was living my life without this being that big of an issue to me, this is gonna be something that I have to yeah. I don't know what this is. It has this. Thing where you have to, it has an activation code on it and everything. I guess this is where you put your saliva. I'm gonna make sure I brush my teeth before I give my motherfucker. Well, I just brush my teeth, but what I'm saying is, if I don't do this right now, and I go to the gym and I come back, I'm gonna brush my teeth again, cause I don't want no fucking dirty saliva in there. And then they try to connect my father to some fucking homeless ass, dirty ass nigga. Get the fuck out of here. Oh yeah, so okay, they give you a little return package. So anyway, basically you spitting in this thing, you have to activate it. Is there anything else I have to say? I'm a little nervous, y'all. Yeah, I'm just, and I never really pressed the issue with my mom's, because clearly I feel like if she, well, I don't know, you don't know what somebody else is thinking, but like if she knew, why would she not tell me? You know what I'm saying? So most likely she's embarrassed that she doesn't know, or she just doesn't know. You know what I'm saying? But I've never, when it comes to my mom's and it comes to like family issues and certain stuff like that, I avoid it at all costs. I avoid it at all costs, and I know that we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to, like, try to work on it, but my mother is very sensitive. Like, you can't, when you bring up anything from the past that makes her feel inadequate or anything like that, she can't handle it. So as a result, all of her children have had to deal with it somehow, some way. So this is part one of this journey, because I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna mail it in, and when I get the results, and I guess that'll be the second part of the video. And then if the journey takes me further, then this basically the videos will keep happening. If not, if I don't find anything out, that's that. I gotta deal with my emotions from there. So anyways, y'all, I want to thank y'all for watching. I have to get back to work because I'm on the clock. Y'all know the work from home gang, okay? Yeah. I don't know. I feel so emotional right now. But I don't know what else to say. my thoughts are kind of like, I don't know how to feel. The fact that I before I end this video, like, let me tell y'all the absurdity in my fucking thoughts. This is why you can't. Some people assume children know better, or like, especially as black people, for some reason we always think our children just know. You know what I'm saying? We have this way of speaking to them as if they know. Like, I genuinely thought that all black fathers left their children. I really thought that. Like, as a little girl, I thought that was normal. I thought that that's what black men did. So when I used to see somebody with their father, or somebody who knew, like, really, really knew their father, and their father, like, came around and everything, I thought it was very weird. I thought it was very weird. I don't know if my eyebrows are even. Let me back the fuck up. But I know that's crazy, because there's people out there, of course, some of y'all watching, y'all know your father, and it's not a big deal. It's like, oh, this nigga? But I thought that's how it was. Because that's what I would see in my neighborhood. That's what I was accustomed to seeing, especially with the situation with my mom's. So I thought that black men made children and they just didn't take care of the kids. Like, you made the kid and then that was that. Like, the woman took care of the kid. Like, when I was a child, like, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. And that's fucking crazy. So that's what I'm saying. Like, some people need to be mindful of how they speak around their kids, or how they conduct themselves around their kids. Like, we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. There's been situations when my son was younger, and I think about it now, I'm like, damn, I would have never allowed this person around my kid, or would have never did this. But now that I know, that was my first child, and I had my son when I was 17. But now that I know better, if I had another baby, of course I would do better. You know what I'm saying? But there's people that just, every time you turn around, they got a new nigga around their kid. They letting their kid call this one daddy, that one daddy. They fucking with it. They keep having kids by the same nigga, and the nigga didn't take care of the first kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not necessarily trying to bash people, but I'm just letting you know, like, I'm the product of that behavior. I'm the product of that. Till this day, I'm fighting demons because of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. It's crazy. I was born in 88. Okay? If you don't know whatever that is, I can't help you. It was rough. Grew up in the 90s, okay? FUBU, baby. But anyways, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for allowing me to be transparent. I know some people could identify with my story, and if you can't, well, welcome to the other side of the world. The world extends beyond your perspective. So, welcome.